now, girl, I've been waiting all day just to tell you. Girl, I'm ready. I'm ready to love you. Girl, I'm down on my knees today to tell you. Girl, I'm ready to love you. Yeah. Early Sunday morning, I wake up and then I realize today's the day I ask my lady if she be my wife. Through all our ups and downs, she's had my back and held it down. Never had to worry, cause I know that she was right around. It's 9 o'clock and she gets in at about 11. Better start making this place looking like it's heaven, cause she deserves the best. I love her to the death, and I'm hoping she'll say yes. I know it takes some time, but I feel the time is right, and I'm waiting patiently for her to arrive. I'm so nervous, but I can't wait to see her, to ask her. Oh yeah. Okay now, girl, I've been waiting all day just to tell you. Girl, I'm ready. I'm ready to love you. Girl, I'm down on my knees today to tell you. Girl, I'm ready. I'm ready to love you. Put on my best suit, white shirt and dress shoes. Still nervous, still thinking what she'll say, cause everything's on the line today when I ask her if she be my one and only forever. Oh yeah. Making sure my hair's good, candles lit on the table for two. But tonight it's just us. Cause she deserves the best. I love her to the death, so I'm praying she'll say yeah. I know it takes some time, but I feel the time is right, and I'm waiting patiently for her to arrive. I'm so nervous, but I can't wait to see her, to ask her. Oh yeah. Okay now, girl, I've been waiting all day just to tell you.
Welcome back. It is chapter 2. Okay, sorry, I don't know what. Let's take a look. Maybe my mic's not on.
Maybe mine's not on.
No, yours mic is on.
Okay.
Yeah, it is on. Let's take a look at mine and see if it's on. Yeah, see, it's not on. There it is. Okay. Well, talofa, everyone. Welcome into Buddha's Lounge. I am Big Buddha. I have been part of the Utah media landscape for the 20-something years here in Utah, both on TV and radio. And we're hosting this podcast because we want to highlight people like my man Vili over here. Him and his family come all the way from Erda. How was the drive, though, from Erda?
From Ephraim?
From Ephraim. Sorry.
From
It's
Ephraim,
further. It's further than Erda.
It's about an hour 45.
Yeah?
With babies, it's long, but it's not too bad. We're
Everything's
close enough
long.
that it's an hour 45, but we're far enough away that we're far enough away.
Ephraim. Let me see. Nephi? Is it out
Past
that way?
Nephi.
Past Nephi.
So when you get to Nephi, there's a canyon, and you bust through that
Gunnison?
canyon. Not as far as Gunnison.
Okay, so
in between.
Maybe I just only.
You know where Snow College is?
I know where the jail's at.
That's Gunnison.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just mentioning the stuff I know.
Everybody knows.
I just gotta know the stuff I know.
Everybody knows where the jail's
Yeah,
at.
I just say because I would have lied if I said I've been to Snow College, but I've been to Gunnison.
Yeah. Most people know where Snow is,
Okay.
but we're only an hour 45.
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us. If you're watching us, please click like and share. Our first half of the show, we had on a stand-up comedian, the only Tongan stand-up comedian I know of, was my man Josh Fauonuku. He just left. He's got a show this weekend.
He looks like a funny guy.
He was hilarious. It's his first time having kava. Right here. It's his first time ever
you
having
gave him
kava.
this.
I gave him this.
You gave him the concentrated.
Bro, you should have seen. Oh my gosh, you should have seen him. He was like, I keep licking my teeth. Yeah, no, it was good to have Josh on, but now we're segueing into another everyday person who is doing extraordinary things. You and your family, when we met at that business voyage event,
Yeah.
you blew me away. The horse jerky, you blew me away. You blew me away with the lamb steaks. It's almost, let me just, the way that I saw it. You took our Polynesian way of doing things and you just sprinkled some steroids on it and made it bigger and better, you
Pretty
know, and
much.
palatable for people here in the States.
Yeah.
Does that make sense with how I'm trying to explain
Yeah,
it?
yeah,
How
yeah.
I've taken it?
Yeah.
Do me a favor.
Well-
Let's start from the beginning, because we are talking about a lot of things here. But let's go all the way back to the beginning. You are of Polynesian descent,
Yep.
and that portion of the show we like to call "Explain Your Life."
Yeah.
Tell me about your background, your family background.
So my dad's Tongan, my mom's Italian. My dad's last name is Fauonuku. He's from Vatu'u. His mom is from Uiha. So that's kind of the cultural background of it. But my dad took off when I was born, so I don't really know that side of it, the culture side of it, as far as, having someone who knows exactly sit there and tell you the lineage and teach you the culture. And I just kind of got pieces and parts of it. So I grew up with a single mother, meaning that there wasn't very many rules for me, you know what I mean? And that was a battle between that, growing up that way and then being around Polynesians and Tongans and having to respect the culture, but me being like, no, I don't, why, you know? But that's where my dad's from, and to this day we don't talk too much, and yeah.
Yeah, but I apologize. I didn't know if that's a sore subject or
No, I'm a grown man now. You know what I mean? Maybe when I was like 15 or 14 or younger like that.
Who wasn't, right?
Yeah.
14, 15. Who wasn't
You know what I
having
mean?
these problems with our dads?
Yeah. But now it don't bother me, and kind of just really focused.
Can I ask, only because there's a lot of families who are dealing with this kind of things that are going, just the mental, how do you separate that and make sure that it doesn't affect the way that you bring up your kids?
What do you mean?
Having a bad, it sounds like you had,
Because
whatever.
you know what the bad is.
Thank you.
For me, you don't know what you don't have. So my mom, like you said, she was still trying to figure it out. Same thing, her dad took off, and so there was always bad men, not good examples around. So there came a point where you have to make a choice. That's not good. This is good. This is what I'm gonna try to rock with.
That's
what
what I was getting at. That's what
Yeah.
you made a choice, right?
you have to.
You had-
I
you
didn't
had
make that
so
choice
many-
for a long time.
Okay.
It took me a lot of years through adolescence, through trying to be a young man. But it took me a lot of years to finally make that decision and put my foot down. You know what I mean?
Well, and I'll be honest with you, I felt that from you when we first met, because the way you spoke and how I felt in the word, the mafana, I felt the love for your family. I didn't know where it came from, whatever, but as we're talking, it's clear that you're not going to let that happen. No, this is my family. I'm going to do everything I need to do to elevate.
Yes, sir. And it actually came down to, and it sucks to say this, but it came down to whether choosing, the family I came from for the family that I've created and I'm building. And for me, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And my babies are happy, and that's what matters.
That's what I'm talking about. No. So a friend of mine said to me, you have to kill the person you are in order to become the person you want to be.
Mm-hmm.
And that can't be more truer than in a lot of our sense, especially, if you had fathers that left you, or abusive fathers, or any abusive adult, right?
Yeah.
So to that, say thank you so much
Yeah.
for putting your foot down, recognizing, because it's about your family,
Oh,
your
yeah.
babies. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So good for you.
Yeah.
Paulie, I didn't know it was going to take that route, but I just wanted to make sure since we were there, let's just check that off the box. So, but thank you so much for talking to us. I got to ask, has ranching always been in your blood? When did you know that you were going to be a rancher, or even, did you audition for Yellowstone? I didn't see any of us on Yellowstone, dog.
No, and so my grandma, my mom's mom,
Mm-hmm.
her name is Josephine Newton. She's from San Pete County, so where Ephraim and Manti and all that stuff is. And so growing up, we were always moving around, but my grandma was always stationary right where she was at, And so coming down there, leaving like L.A. or leaving Salt Lake or West Valley or what it was, coming down to the country was where I was like, man, this is great. Like, everybody's nice, it's peaceful, it's quiet, you're outdoors, which is always good for you, you know what I mean? And so I knew that eventually I would end up back in the country.
You felt it that whatever you were going to do,
Yeah.
it was going to be back here in the country.
Yeah,
Okay.
whatever I was gonna do,
Yeah.
whatever I was gonna do was gonna be back in the country. And getting to know me at like what our topic is right now, how I got into it is my grandma always had like 1 or 2 sheep every year just to butcher for herself, and we would do it, and
Yeah.
it wasn't pretty, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know how Polynesians
Oh.
are, especially. I mean, some of them are good, but most of the time it's just hack, whack, and
Yeah.
and get it
Wash
done.
it.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Spray it off.
Just spray it.
And so I played at the University of Utah, and that's a whole nother thing we can get into. But after I got done playing football, like I said, I knew I was going to move back to Ephraim. I didn't know what I was going to do. I got my bachelor's degree in sociology to be a therapist, and that's what my older brother does. And I worked with him for a year at a boys' home, and I was like, this is not what I want to do. I want to farm, and more I wanted to raise the animal so that we could eat the animal, because we knew exactly what was
Where it
going
came
into
from.
it. Yeah. But in order to do that, I was like, well, I have to learn how to properly handle an animal, how to handle a knife, how to do it. So I was like, I'm going to walk into a local butcher shop and see if they're hiring. So I quit my good paying job and went and got a lot harder job for a lot less money, right? Kind of ass backwards. But they were like, heck yeah, we're hiring. And I loved it once I started, and did that for about 2 years to where I could finally break off and kind of do my own thing. I still do a lot of work with the shop there in town, but for the most part, everything I'm handling, I'm handling, you know.
Is it a surprise to people when you show up with your animals to market, and are they surprised that you are Polynesian, that you're not like the other?
So my
ranchers?
market, like I said, my market is our people. You know what I mean? There's I do sell to other, like, you know, Palangi people and people of different ethnicities, but our main focus is our people. We want to be the source of what our Polynesian people are consuming as far as the meat goes right now, and eventually we'll get into produce. But right now we have the animals, and so.
So put us on game then. If you're saying you're for the people, what are some cuts that we don't get anywhere else that we could get from you, because
So
you
the biggest
understand how
thing,
we work?
and like I said, don't all the Kiwis watching it don't feel some type of way.
Yeah, right, yeah.
But the only thing they get in the islands is the flaps. The
Yeah,
reason why,
that's right.
right?
Yeah.
So, and you go spend $140, I don't know what it is now, on a box of New Zealand lamb flaps,
It's
right?
like 3 something right now. In China.
As an American butcher here, we don't mess with the flaps because it's the lowest quality cut.
Y'all heard it,
right?
Y'all heard it. We are eating the lowest quality cut.
You might take the ribs off of it and maybe the flank to do a flank roll, like a stuffed flank roll with cream cheese. It works out really good. But other than that, it goes to stew meat or it goes to grind, just because for us in America, it's a low quality cut.
Yeah.
Right. So what we did differently, or what we do differently, is our CP is steaks from the nose to the ass. It's all steaks. So you're getting shoulder steaks, you're getting loin chops, leg steaks, everything.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And that's why it's been working, because we're so used to the flaps. And the reason why our people eat the flaps, because in Tonga they send them the flaps. In Samoa they send them the flaps because they can't sell it really. Or at least that's what I've been told, as far as how it became that every time we eat CP, that we're eating lamb flaps.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Us, it's all steak. And so
The difference,
Yeah.
because you say lamb flap or you say CP, we already know what it means. We already
Yeah.
know what it tastes like, what it looks
Yep.
like. Put us on game as far as, so what is the next level to steak? Is it just like CP on steroids? The flaps on
to the
steroids?
steak? No, it's just the way you're cutting it and what you're giving to the people. So when you open that box from New Zealand, it's all the lamb flaps stacked, right?
Yep.
And then you've got to go and you've got to cut it, and then you grill it like that. When you open our bucks, it's all steaks, and then a little bit of meat, what we call stew meat, and what you're gonna use for lu or kale.
Yeah.
But it's all steaks.
Now is it
So,
the whole
for-
animal?
No. It's just broken down.
So you can pick and choose from what to
So
buy
what we
from
do? So what we do? We do a regular box, what we call a regular box, and
Okay.
it's $60.
Okay.
In that box, you get a package of shoulder chops, you get a package of stew meat, and you get a package of leg chops. Okay, and there's 4 to 5 steaks per package, and then the stew meat's about 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds, and that's in one box. So 8 steaks and 2 pounds of stew meat. If you get a loin chop box, you get the loin chops, which are the best cuts on the whole animal. That same stew meat, and then the leg chops, and that's what you do in a box.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm
yeah.
talking
It's
about.
and then, like I said,
Yeah.
I almost eat it every day because.
But see, that's what I needed to hear it that way because when we
Yeah.
again, I can I can see myself on the other side of the camera saying, CP, man, no, I needed you to sell me. Yeah, they're like that, and it's another level. So if you like CP in the flaps, imagine having a steak. It is another experience. It's another
It's
experience.
totally different because, and then like I said, on the flaps, it's almost like you're trying to look for meat. You know what I mean? You're ripping the bones off. You're looking for meat. You're chewing on fat or something like that. With the steak, it's like I said, majority of that whatever that steak is all meat. There's gonna be a little bit of trim fat on it, but everything is meat.
Day-to-day operations. How involved is the family? Is it just you and a couple of dudes?
Dolo.
Really?
Solo rancher, yep. I've had help here and there. I've tried to put my brothers on, my little brothers, but they weren't about it. They couldn't.
It's
not
gotta
for
be about the
everybody.
life. Thank you.
And
Thank you.
And like I said, people that follow me know what I'm talking about as far as you talked about Yellowstone, and a lot of people see that and fantasize it, but that ain't it.
Yeah.
They don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no time sheet with farming, and not only that, you're the caretaker of these animals, so there's no not showing up. Don't matter what you're going through, how you're feeling. And like I said, so I left. No one's watching my farm right now, but I make sure that the animals are good for 2 days. My water's where it needed to be for 2 days, and then I can get back Saturday real quick and catch up whatever I need to. But there's really no days off. The pay is okay. You know, I do a little bit better because I'm selling directly to the consumer. There's no middleman. It's from me to you. But I wouldn't trade it for anything else, you know.
You know, the American dream is to own your own home, right? It sounds like you guys, I don't know if you own the ranch or whatever, but it sounds like that's you're living the life that I would love. Be on my own land, have my own animals, just be self-sufficient. Maybe once in a while go into town, grab a candy or ice cream for the kids or something like that. Is that what are you off the grid like that? Are you working towards that? Tell me about that.
Eventually, like I said, we do mostly, I'm going to say 95% of the meat we consume. Other than, like I said, we're up here and we got to eat, and, you know. About 95% of what we consume is from our farm, butchered by me, you know.
Which shouldn't be a surprise to our people because that's how we live back home.
Well,
we eat what we
None of us, and I don't know how Samoans are when it comes. I know like pigs and stuff, they're okay.
Yeah.
But Tongans fahi like horse, and it's big.
Yeah.
You know,
but we do cows too, and you know, so it's
never like we do this. You know what I mean? Like our people will never go hungry because we're not scared to fahi that thing and throw it in a Toyota Corolla and drive back home. You know what I mean?
Or roadkill. Anyway.
Yeah.
Oh man, I love you sharing your story with us, and then you know you're betting on your hustle, betting on your own hustle, no middleman. You're not depending on anybody. So thank you for showing us that it's possible. If you love something, if you put your hard work into it and your heart into it, it can work.
Yeah,
it is working.
Yeah, it is working. But where a lot of people get it messed up is how much work it really takes.
Yeah.
But for me, the end goal is always up here and here. So whatever happens, it doesn't really faze me because I just got to keep working. You know what I mean?
Yeah, obviously you're working, supporting the family. What is the end game for you? Is it somebody comes in and buys it from you and you become a name, or you just grow? Right.
Our people and the world. I want to feed the world, really, but in our Polynesian community, I want to be the staple of your protein source as far as animal proteins go in your freezer.
Well, now, sorry, go ahead.
No, the reason why I say that because what we do. Like, it doesn't get no better. You know what I mean? All of our animals are raised the way they're supposed to. There's no hormones. There's no injections. It's all natural. They get good feed all the time, and you can't beat that quality. Like, you go to the restaurant and pay $80 for the same steak.
It sounds like this is one of the ways. You know, people talk about keeping your dollars in the community, right? Keeping your dollars poly. Find somebody that. This is one of those avenues. Not everything, but at least the meat. If you really wanted to, you've given us an avenue. You've given us a place where we can now keep our meat bought from Polly's. We can keep our money in this community like this. Yeah. So now, how soon can I order? How soon can I re-up? Because if people are listening,
I've always got freezers full here in Salt Lake, in West Valley mainly. But I've got a freezer that's always full there, and as soon as it gets empty, we fill it right back up.
again, this sounds like it's a secret, or I don't know about it. I mean,
It's
do you have to be a
not
preferred
really-
customer? Is it a preferred customer kind of a thing?
No, it's just if anybody hits me up, and that's why
Word of mouth.
that's why we got so active into the social media and all that stuff, as far as showing people what we do, just so that we could build that side of the business of it. And people just write me on social media, I'm like, hey, I'm looking for some CP. I send them the address, boom, boom.
Now, I've often heard that what you feed your cattle, what you feed your animals, does often show up in the meat, right? You can taste it. You can taste where they're grown. Are you doing anything other than just the grass that's around your area feeding
So we
them?
can do both. So we can do what they call grass finished, like a grass fed beef, and that means from the time they're born to the time you slaughter them, they're only getting grass. But like I said, I'm a fat boy. I like fat. I prefer grain finished. I like a grass fed grain finished, because no matter what, a cow's always got to eat grass.
Yeah.
They're a ruminant animal. They always got to have that forage and that grass to scratch up their stomach. So they always have to have grass. But when you go to finish them, are you going to finish them on grass, or are you going to finish them on grain? And I like a grain finish because I like that marbling and, that sizzling when it hits the grill. Yeah.
See, and I love that I have somebody that I know now that can control what the outcome could possibly be, right? You still don't know,
Yeah.
but at least you know, I'm going to give him this because it's supposed to happen this. I'm going to give him this because this is what's supposed to happen at the end.
Well, and we just doing things right, doing business the right way. We tell ourselves, and we always tell ourselves, that no matter what, we'll never give somebody not a top quality animal. You know what I mean?
You're only as good as your last cut.
You're only good as your last cut. And so everything we fought here, everything we slaughter, it's primo. For us, it's primo. You know what I mean? We fed it up.
Cheers to you, my man. Thank you for being a trailblazer. We're going to take a break. We'll play a song. When we come back, you did mention you played up at the University of Utah. I would love to talk about your time there, maybe some things you took away from there that you're applying to your livelihood now. Plus, we're Utah Utes fans. That's what we're talking about, all right? We'll be right back.
It's your boy Tongan.
Talofa, Utah, welcome back into Buddha's Lounge. I failed to mention at the beginning of the show that we are broadcasting live from our new home, the Utah Creative Chamber. Your first time here?
First time.
What'd you think walking in through the space?
It's pretty incredible. Pretty creative. Pretty creative with the art.
Checks in the mail. Hey. But no, this is I have to mention. So we're having a podcast mixer here on the 27th. We're inviting pretty much anybody and everybody, RSVP. But basically, the idea was when Cindy and I were talking about it. It was we have ideas. That podcast has ideas. This guy's an influencer. Maybe you're a business that's not getting love on major radio or major TV. Podcasters can talk about your business. The podcasters can talk about what you're doing. So that's why we're doing the mixer. We're trying to bring people together and level up. I have something that worked for me. I don't mind sharing it with you if you want to ask me. If you have something that worked for you, I want to copy it too. It's about leveling the whole podcast as a whole. Everybody eats. Yeah. So that's kind of what we're doing on the 27th here at Utah Creative Chamber. Shout out to my man CJ Drisden and Changing Lanes. But right now we got the Tongan Cowboy Junior. Tongan Cowboy Junior or Junior Tongan Cowboy?
Just
How does that?
Cowboy.
How did that happen?
What's that?
Where'd the name come from? Obviously,
wife.
yeah.
My wife.
Okay. Now the reason why I bring it up is because I've been around in a lot of kava circles, right?
Yeah, everybody knows Big Side.
Right, you know Side, right. So
Everybody
you know
knows Big
Side.
Side,
So here I am. So Cindy tells me, "Hey, we're having the Tongan Cowboy come on." I'm blowing up Side like crazy. I'm like, "Sully, when are you coming on?" He goes, "Bro, you got the wrong person, not me." I was like, "I only know one Tongan Cowboy. I know two now. Well, I know there's a Tongan Mexican too. His nickname.
Oh, I don't know who that is.
He's a singer. He sings Anae.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot Molo Try.
Yeah.
Molo Try. Yeah, but he has a nickname as the Tongan Mexican. I love that guy. Anyway, thank you to your wife for giving you that's a great nickname.
Yeah.
By the way,
Yeah.
great nickname. I wanted to ask. You mentioned you played up at the University of Utah. You played football up there. Anybody who's played football knows that it's hard work. Anybody who knows ranching knows that it's hard work. If you wouldn't mind, can you talk a little bit about your time up there on the gridiron and maybe some of the things that you saw there that you're applying in your real livelihood as a rancher? Whether it's Utes are forever. I don't know. Utes are the best.
I'm not a big fan. Like I said, my time is done up there. I'm not a big. Like I said, I haven't watched a game since I played a game.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Once I was done, I was done. It's time to move on. But played at the University of Utah. Got a full ride. Went to Bingham High School. Went to the U.
Did you play there, Coach Peck?
I did.
Ah.
Yep.
Good guy.
Favorite
Good guy.
right there.
Good
I love
guy.
that guy.
Yep.
And then, but where you asked like how does football transfer to what I'm doing now? It was the structure of working hard, of wanting to be the best. But as you can tell, I'm not the tallest, and other people will tell you that up here I'm 6'7". You know, what I mean, I'll walk around like that too. But every year I played at the University of Utah, I was always the smallest D lineman. But that made me have to work harder than everybody else, and it made me have to be smarter than everybody else. So, and I say that humbly because I played with a lot of great guys. But like I said, for me, being undersized and not having the length that these guys do, I had to be faster on my feet. I had to be faster up here, and always had it here no matter what. Lionheart to the fullest.
Yeah.
But like I said, the hard work, just wanting to be the best and knowing that I had to work harder than everybody else because maybe I wasn't gifted, being super fast or super tall or anything like that. But I can work hard and have great technique and great instinct and be okay, so.
Well, and the reason why I bring that up is because you know and every football player knows that being fit is different from being football fit, right? And so I know, so there's a mental resiliency that I know you have from football, the two-a-days, the all of that stuff.
It's not quitting.
Yeah.
And there's people that quit, but that's not me. You know what I mean? That's not who I am or what I'm about, and it was never being a victim of my circumstances or what I was blessed with, but more than anything, I'm going to go out there and show you, you're going to remember me after this one. So I worked my butt off, and studied a lot. You know, I was studying alone when there wasn't other guys in the. But that, like I said, being undersized, not being 6'3",
Yeah.
6'4",
Which is a great
I had
lesson.
to.
Yeah,
I
no,
had
it's a
to,
great
and
lesson
so-
for everybody out there. Not because you're undersized, but if you want something that bad,
Yeah.
you got to work harder than the next person in front of you, no matter how talented
yeah.
they are, how not talented you think you are.
Yeah.
You still got to put in the work. And it sounded like you were burning the midnight oil, a candle on both ends, doing
yeah.
the work in the dark that nobody else saw. And that's why you're successful too. Whatever you touch, it seems like you become successful.
Well, and that's just whatever you want to do. You just got to work hard at it.
Yeah.
You know, and a little smarts does help, but it's got to start with hard work, and that will take care of everything else.
I think I kind of know what you would say if I asked you what your legacy would be, because you want to feed our people. That's already a big undertaking in itself, because our people are so critique happy when you cook their food wrong or when you cut their food,
Yeah.
right? So I want to ask from the butcher himself, what's the best way to enjoy? I mean, I'm sure you've experienced your lamb steaks, but aside from what I heard you say, flank and cream cheese, and you piqued my interest, and I was like, bro, this guy had to cook some things
yeah.
in order to figure it
Oh, yeah.
out.
Oh yeah.
What's the best way to enjoy your cut of meat?
My choice.
Your
of
choice.
cut of
Your
meat?
choice. Tell me.
Like I said,
Splurge a
I'm
little
a
bit.
ribeye day. I'm just simple ribeye, salt and pepper on the grill, done. Give me a little bit of butter after, but that's it. I'm a beef guy. Beef is king. Like I said, CP is good, but beef is king to me.
Yeah.
And like I said, I don't care what you put on the table. If there's a ribeye there, that ribeye is gonna be the best thing you have. You know what I mean? So, real simple too. And if it's a good steak, you don't need, there's no steak sauce. There's none of that. It's salt and pepper and a little bit of butter.
Can you put us a little bit, just a tiny bit on game, just because we don't all have access to prime cuts of meat, right? But we all have access to the stores that are out here. How can I better select a cut? If I'm not coming to you, because that's the answer. The answer is come to you and get it there. But how do I look for a date? Do I look for the wrapping?
No.
Just help me a little bit. Help me a little bit.
It really depends on what you're looking for and if you like lean meat or if you like fat meat. If you like fat meat, obviously you want to see marbling and fat. If you like lean, you don't want to see that. You want to see dark red color. And but as far as going and picking, it's not. The thing is that all that meat, whether it's Costco, whether it's Walmart, whether it's Smith's, is all coming from the same packing plants.
That's what nobody.
You know
realize.
what I mean?
Maybe they think they're not thinking about it, right? Yeah.
Well, and they
Same
don't
place.
want you. They don't want you to think about it. But they're all coming from the same guys. So when you say you have option, you don't have option. Your only option is to go local and go to the source.
Yeah.
That's the only way.
And I would say, try you guys, right? Don't take your word for it. Prove it to themselves.
Well,
Come
like
and
I said,
try your meat.
I don't need to. Like I said, I do a lot of advertising just because that's business. That's marketing.
Well, no, when I say prove it, I mean if you want a better tasting. Because
Yeah.
some people might say, no, I like CP. There's no way that something else can taste better. Try something else. You might
Well,
like
then
the
just
steak.
try my CP, and then you
Exactly.
can stay in the same lane and but
try
just
something
enjoy
better.
something better. Yeah.
I always like to try new things. And speaking of new things, I noticed that you did bring some kava with you.
Yeah.
Tell me about that. Are you guys starting to dabble in the kava
No,
game?
so this is my brother Bruno, or Shone Tuponiwa. We call him Bruno if you know him. This is his kava, Monga Ikale Kava Company. That's what they run. And like I said, that's his brand, Eagle Mountain.
You know what? Let's pour a cup. Let's
Yeah.
let's
Oh, yeah.
I'll take a shot.
But like I said, when I became a butcher, I became super picky.
Okay.
Like
Everything became
Everything.
super picky. Okay.
just because, like I said, as the butcher, and with these you just gotta shake them up a little bit. As the butcher, you cut good cows and you cut bad cows, and I know the smell of a good cow and I know the smell of a bull, and
Yeah.
so when I'm eating other places or eating at people's, like if I can sense that it's cow, or I won't eat it. You know what I mean? Just because we are spoiled at home.
Well, you know what you're looking for.
Yeah.
You know what you want.
Yeah, so it's the same thing with Bruno's Kava, man. He has the connection straight to the farmer in Tonga, and they've got such a good connection. Like if you probably noticed, Kava prices have risen. They're probably, I think it's
Yes.
$70 a kilo.
Yes.
Might be more. Bruno, no matter what, his price will stay at 60.
Wow.
Just because he's built such a good relationship with these guys back in the Mother Islands. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
And what I was getting at with being picky as a butcher, I'm picky with my Kava. I'm picky with everything, actually. You know,
Yeah.
I don't want to take nothing that's
Half-ass.
half-assed,
Yeah.
or someone's not putting the same effort that I would have put into, you know, my own product.
Yes.
And so that's what
Oh, let me help you. Yeah, yeah.
that's what Bruno and them do. And like I said, these premixes right here, they'll deliver them Fridays. Not only that, they'll deliver it with the same bag with a gallon of otai with
And
it.
a smile.
And a smile.
Throwing T's up and curling
what I mean?
S's.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
fire. Yeah, man, we up.
See, I like that. That's clean.
Wow.
Yeah, and like I said, I really don't like going places, and I wish, you know, if I was going to the mix, I'd carry that with me, but I don't want to be that guy. But I hate going to places and you're mixing kava and it's not good kava.
That is,
You know,
that is
that's-
very nice. It's
yeah.
very clean.
Very clean.
Very mild.
Mhm.
And my tongue is numb. And with that, how do I order this cover?
So you can write them on their social media. They run their business account off of that.
Uh-huh.
Monga Ikale is their Instagram and Facebook. Or you can look up Shone Tuponiwa. And like I said, Friday, I think it's Friday and Saturdays, they'll deliver it right to your door.
Appreciate you, Jay. We're going to play a song. We'll be right back. But we are going to finish talking. We'll talk about ordering Father's Day right around the corner. I think steaks would be a great time.
Oh, that's the best time.
I'm just saying, if there was only father, raise your hand if you're a father. We'll be back. Don't go anywhere. Why did you raise your hand?
What's that?
I got the budget. Bring me your cup, yeah. We getting complicated, so fill her up, yeah. Turn up the music, it go good with all this mud, yeah. You know we mixing it up until the sun comes up. 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 It's been a long day. I need a cup or two, straight to the face. Something to get me through. This one's for me. Oh yeah. I'll pour you something to pull up a seat. I got that mud for you. Good times and good vibes too. Stir up a bucket, and you know how I do. I love my kush, but I love my kava too. Don't separate my booze. Won't catch me without the two. I got the budget. Bring me your cup, yeah. We getting complicated, so fill her up, yeah. Turn up the music, it go good with all this mud, yeah. You know we mixing it up until the sun comes up. 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 Yeah, yeah. I remember how it was on Thirsty Thursday. Mixing a bucket with the Usos at the Folly. Much love to all the clubs in Happy Valley. Fire Station, man, down Second South and Holly. Can't forget about my niggas at the trap house. You know militia keep it coming, California. Up the hill, around the corner, hit up Carterville. Sam's Club got a cup if you can keep it real. I got the budget. Bring me your cup, yeah. We getting complicated.
Here with the American Cowboy.
Hey, welcome back. We are back in Buddha's Lounge. We're hanging out with the Tongan Cowboy from Ephraim. Him and his whole family. They have you have a whole ranch of Tongans running stuff out there, man. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Someday I will. Like I said, right now it's just the one.
Nah, I know what you should do. You should have outfits in different areas of your ranch.
Yeah.
And then put on, go do something, come back, change, go back, do it again. So you have
Make it
a
look
lot
like
of
there's
workers.
hella workers. Yeah.
Multiplicity. Sorry. Welcome back. You know, ranching is not easy. Obviously, you're doing it by yourself. But I can see the smile and the satisfaction I feel as we're talking that you get from your hard work, and also knowing that your product, it feels like knowing that you're having a top-notch product delivered to your customers, and that's really what brings them back.
Yeah.
Is your product.
Well, and that's the only way you can, in my eyes, is you can grow a business is making sure every time it's quality, because then no one can ever be like, well, it wasn't good that time.
Yeah.
You know, but if it's good every time, then there's nothing you can say. And I think we're pretty competitive on our pricing, especially, like I said, it doesn't get any better. It's coming straight from our farm, processed by us right to you. It doesn't get better.
Do you have a program like the 4-H? Because I know they have a 4-H
So we're
program.
talking about football. I run a nonprofit called Amped Up.
Okay.
And for the most part, we hold free camps for kids all year round, or at least in their off season. With that, I get a lot of guys like, hey, I've got 8 kids living with me from Hawaii. Can we come down to the ranch? So we are getting into a position where we can house those guys and then have a weekend or a week in the summer where we have groups of our young men or young boys coming down, and they get to work on the ranch, they get their football training, and then they get to eat straight from the farm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
getting some life experience.
we are getting into that, just working on dates to get the boys down and everything situated. But we want to do that as far as like our community outreach program for the ranch.
Let me ask you this. Being of Tongan descent, right? If the king is watching, can put his seal of approval on this being an official Tongan product, does that mean anything? If it means, obviously the bottom line, right? We want sales and all that. I don't know if it translates to that, but the pride of having the monarchy say, you know what, I want Vili and them to be the official Tongan provider of meats. Would that mean anything?
To be honest with you, no. No, because he's a man just like I'm a man, and I don't mean to offend anybody like that, but I believe God created all men equal, and he may be a king there, but he's not a king here, or at least for me. So him stamping, I mean, I would appreciate that. That would be hella cool.
Yeah. What I meant was
but
making you official. Like if it meant making you official, like
yeah,
you know,
I don't know what you mean by official. Because I feel pretty official. So I don't know how, you know what I mean? It doesn't get more realer than.
Like somebody said, oh, this is the only meat that Tongans eat.
Yeah, and if that, like I said, I would appreciate that. Yeah. But like at the end of the day, I'm not going to jock no other man for whoever he is. But like I said, it would be hella cool if he was like, hey, Tongan Cowboys, he's the guy. He's the guy, you know.
That's what I mean. It's just kudos.
Yeah, but I just.
Yeah,
I get what
that's
you're
it.
saying, but.
Yeah.
All respects to the king, you know what I mean? Not trying to diss him or nothing but like that, but that's just the way I move.
Please don't take what we're saying as we're Americans. We don't know anything about kings. We're just trying to figure out. We have a vote, and that's all we have.
There's
one vote.
king.
One vote.
One king.
One king. You know, and then that was more for the pride of the culture. You know,
Yeah.
what we do that. But I think it's shining through your family. You
Well,
taking care of your family.
I think a lot of people are already proud in what we're doing.
For sure.
Just because, as far as I know it, here in the States, we're the only ones really doing it, and being out there about what we're doing. Because I get a couple guys like, man, finally, you know, we're down here in some random town in Texas, and, you know, we've got about 8 sheep. But what we're doing and what we're trying to do, I think the people see it.
Yeah.
And, you know, we get a lot of kudos for.
Well, you know, your experience, your life experience is something that, you know, you could write a book about it. You could write movies about it. And I'm totally not kidding. I'm not even kidding about it, because it translates to all things. The hard work that you experienced on football, the hard work that you experienced on the ranch, it can translate to any career that a young man or a young woman might be facing some adversity. That you already got the key. You already got the Da Vinci Code. Whether it came from football, whether it came from ranching, there's a lot of lessons that we could learn from it. And I'm bringing that up because I'd love to ask you, for our young people that are watching, or maybe they're not young people, but they're stuck in a rut and they don't know how to get out, what would you say to them, knowing that the finish line is so close? It's so close to my goal, but I got all this pressure. I got all this, you know, these eyes and these things that are happening. What would you say to them as they're looking at their goal ahead of them?
I've always had a saying myself, and because we go through it too, you know, I mean, it's not all picturesque what everybody sees. You know, we go through the grind, and what I always say is, like I said, he tests you the most before he blesses you the most. And whether that's because he's about to humble you and then elevate you, I believe that's how he works. But as long as what you're doing you've got passion for and you love it, it'll all be worth it. If you have any doubt in your mind about what you're doing and what you got going on, it's not going to work. You know what I mean? Or it's going to be a lot tougher than you think. And you might think you're close, but then again, like I said, he comes out of nowhere and he humbles you real quick. And but he tests your resolve as far as what you're made of, and if you're really worthy of what it is you say you want, then you got to go after it and get it.
A lot of successful people in your position have given credit to having a good team. I don't doubt it. Is that also a key component in your success?
So as far as the ranching goes, my team is my wife, and it don't get no better than that. And I couldn't do what I do without knowing that she's taking care of business at home. That's first and foremost. And then when it comes to Amped Up, our nonprofit football camp stuff, I've done it so long by myself and with my partner. I heard that you met Shosi, and we never had the right team until now. And I could, from that experience, having the right team now, like I said, we're gonna take over the world with it. You know what I mean? Because, like you said, whatever I put my work ethic into, it's gonna get done. You know, so if I have a goal, and I'm saying I'm like, and shout out to Alema. I seen you had Alema on here. And I attended the All Poly camp. I love Alema. He's been a big help. And Alema's the standard for the camps and stuff. But when I say we're gonna be bigger, we're gonna be better and do it better.
That comes from inspiration from him. Yeah,
yes,
no,
you know what I'm saying?
No shade. There's no shade.
There's no shade there.
No,
There's just like, and like I said, I love Alema. All Poly camp was really good for me in high school. Because, again, there was this short, fat kid that was just tearing guys up, and they're like, who is this guy? You know what I mean? And that was from the All Poly camp. But when I tell you that now I've got the right team that we can go out and just dominate and hit on all cylinders. And the biggest thing is we do it when it comes to us teaching in the camps, it's always free for the kids. Because we were not throwing shade, but I snuck into the All Poly camp every year. Me and Harvey Lange.
Yeah.
We snuck in because we didn't have that $400 or $500.
Yeah,
and I wasn't gonna go ask my single mom for that $400 or $500. But we snuck in every year, balled out, got awards, and they never knew that.
Yeah.
You know, we weren't supposed to be there. So that's why for us, giving the kids the opportunity and making sure that it's free for them no matter what, if they choose it or not. That's why we got into it, and that's why we do it. You know.
Well, thank you for being a trailblazer, and showing them that you can be a cowboy. You can do it all if you do it right. Hard work, grit, all of that. So, thank you so much for being a great example and showing us that you can live the American dream. It doesn't matter if you're Tongan or Samoan. Shoot. Really quick, tell everybody, how do we follow you, get a hold of you, and get some orders in? Because I'm telling you, I think Father's Day's right around the corner, man. Shoot.
So, right now, the platform we use the most is Facebook and Instagram. Mainly Instagram. TikTok don't like us. We're a little too real, so they block a lot of our stuff. So we don't mess with it because it's just not worth the time. But Instagram, Tongan Cowboy, you just got to write me. They've got a little business thing on Instagram. It's pretty sweet. If you ordered this, I can put that down. And basically just get a hold of me. Like I said, I'm the website. The website's all up here. The numbers are up here. The weight's up here. Yeah. And then, like I said, we always have a freezer here in West Valley. We have a freezer in Texas. We have a freezer in Oakland. We have a freezer in Reno. And just get a hold of us. If all of our main hubs, we're trying to get a freezer there.
Yeah.
We've got a couple more to go, and we do our best to try to keep them full. But like I said, our farm fresh meat is available for everyone now. Where it used to just be a delicacy for some, now it should be the common what you're eating on. You know what I mean?
Business as usual.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yep.
Shout out to we got a shout out. Today is the last day to register for the All Poly Camp. Speaking of All Poly Camp, it's going down next week. So make sure you register. Today's the last day, or you'll pay $300 at the door. Not like these guys.
Side door. Side door.
Shout
out to Alema,
bro. But also want to say thank you to the Utah Creative Chamber for being our new home here where we can broadcast and show our podcast. Thank you to our guest, man.
Yes, sir.
Continue. Do it, please.
Appreciate you.
Keep killing it, my dude.
Sir.
Keep killing it. And with that, like we say all the time on Everyday People, if we can help but one person out there, telling you, this man has been dropping nuggets all this entire hour. I'm sure that we've helped somebody. Hopefully we can help one person. And be kind. That's all the time we got. We'll send it back to you. Tomorrow we'll be live from Sangato Bakery. We're going to be talking to the parents and the next generation that they're going to be passing off, their daughter Lita. All right? Bye. Have a good one. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
Split it right down the middle. Can you at least just meet me halfway? What's the rule if you can't bend it a little? Small price, even if that thing breaks. Hey, what's up with that attitude? Why you getting so mad at the dude? We at a point where I don't think it's cute no more. I think it's time for me to tell the truth. You get it all and call it even. You get it all and call it even. You get it all and call it even. You get it all, you get it all. Say you want my attention, so I cut off my friends. Say that you learned your lesson, but then you can't make amends. Gave up everything, then some. You can't see through your lens. You get it all, then call it even. Who make you look hella fancy? Buy you things that you can brag about. Who let you late night dancing? If it's enough, what you mad about? Don't serve what you can't take. Don't blurt out what you shan't say. If you gon' play, play fair. If you gon', then stay there. All I do is try to be your man. Everything is from the heart and what my hands can't stand. I'd give you the ocean, but you say you hate sand. I don't understand. Tell me what you want. Breathe it all out with your lungs, yeah. Say you wanna get long. Don't tell me cack out your tongue, yeah. Both ain't getting any younger. There ain't any time for your blunders. If I ever walk at the front door, that ain't something to be undone. It's important that I tell you where I'm coming from. Anything you ask, I'll try my best to get it done. Surprise.